Looking for the best bass boat? In this video, we've thoroughly reviewed the top bass boats on the market, rating them based on performance, comfort, storage, and overall value. You'll find pricing and details for all the boats mentioned in the video's description below. Let's dive in with our third pick, the best budget bass boat. Number 3, Crestliner 1700 Ridge, best budget bass boat. Crestliner 1700 Ridge is a competent boat for a great price. Even though the basic price is bound to go up as you add more options, it manages to be a pretty impressive budget bass boat. It's made from aluminum, as most budget bass boats are, and is recommended for shallow waters. The name here also represents the length of the boat, so the 1700 Ridge is almost 17 feet. More precisely, 16 feet 11 inches. It's a small boat, but it does wonders with the space it has, making room for storage and comfort. The center console boat has a recessed cockpit with room for 2 seats. All seats on the boat can fold down, but the cockpit seats can also lift up and present access to a small storage area under these seats. There are cup holders near the seats, and the port side has a locker storage that's perfect for fishing rods. Optional storage is available as a step going up to the bow. The bow itself holds a large storage space accessible through 2 separate doors on the bow. Another storage area is available at the back of the boat, close to the transom. All that means there's plenty of room for storage and the addition of more accessories, including batteries and such. A 16-gallon aerated stern live well sits right behind the cockpit seats. It is convenient to access and is a generous enough volume for a boat this size. On that note, the cockpit and console too are pretty well laid out. The console includes a conveniently placed drink holder, switch panel, and a Humminbird Piranha Max 4 fish finder. While this isn't the best fish finder even in Hummingbird's offerings, it is diligent at its job and makes for a good addition to this boat. As for power, the boat can support transom motors from a minimum of 40 horsepower to a maximum of 75 horsepower. It has room enough for a 21-gallon fuel tank and a dry weight of 985 pounds. Overall, Crestliner 1700 Ridge is an excellent bass boat for those who have their eyes set on value and have a limited budget. It does an excellent job of delivering desirable features at a low price. Number 2, Nitro Z19, best premium bass boat. Performance, luxury, and style show themselves admirably in the Nitro Z19 bass boat. Made from fiberglass, the boat has a length of 19 feet 4 inches, which is also partially evident from the number in its name. The boat targets the more serious anglers and offers tournament-ready features to appeal to this demographic. It's quick on the water, yet it can be elegant when going slow, and the sleek shape makes it easier to fish around structures and for general handling. This is a center console boat where the recessed cockpit has room for 2 seats. You could also add an additional port console here if you so desire, though most users will be satisfied with the available console. The main console is comfortable with a tilt hydraulic steering, several push-button controls, gauges, and a Lawrence Hook Reveal 5C fish finder. The removable tinted plexiglass windscreen is a nice touch for comfort and the aesthetics of this boat. Its seats are well built, though slightly curved and angled to keep the user comfortable even as the boat moves at high speeds or executes tight turns. And that makes sense, after all. The Mercury Pro XS transom motor puts out 200 horsepower and can give this boat some serious speed. The maximum recommended power here is 200 horsepower, so Nitro really is pushing this boat for maximum performance. The transom and stern are very well designed and matched, so even if the bass boat is going at a high speed and comes to a quick stop, water doesn't splash into the aft deck. Though this deck can accommodate seats for fishing, it isn't particularly large and may not be comfortable for 2 people. That's a good enough reason for much of the fishing action to go to the larger, spacious, and well-built bow. This deck covers a significant area of the boat and is designed to be both comfortable and useful. This area also includes 2 19-gallon live wells, each with its own aerators and circulation pumps. A single large live well would perhaps have been more preferable and provide room for bigger catch. Apart from that, there isn't much room to complain here. The bow also includes room for a trolling motor and a large 10-inch fish finder. Moving on, when considering storage, you'll find there's plenty of room on this boat for practical use and leisure. There are 2 lift-out storage boxes in the aft for tackle trays, storage for a fishing net behind the cockpit seats, a large bow center storage locker, port and starboard bow lockers large enough for 8 feet rods, and a large insulated cooler that has a snap-in sandwich tray and room for a removable trash receptacle. Overall, Nitro Z19 is an excellent boat, most suited for its intended demographic, which is the serious angler who has an interest in competitions. While the company also has more feature-packed models in the same category for this group, the Z19 is an impressive pick by itself. Number 1. Xpress Boats X19 Pro, our top choice. Xpress Boats X19 Pro is our top choice in this category for its thoughtful pricing, features, and overall performance. True to naming convention, it is 19 feet long with plenty of room for storage and with good comfort for fishing. It's a center console boat with a recessed cockpit that has room enough for 2 seats, both of which are comfortable and well padded. Both seats here lift up to reveal small storages underneath, which is excellent for objects that you want to keep safe and dry during the fishing excursion. There's a cooler between both seats, suitable for conventional use or even for dry storage. You can get a bit creative here because there's another cooler at the step from the cockpit to the bow. But before we leave the cockpit, let's get a close look at the console. It's well designed with carefully placed gauges and easy access to various functions through buttons. It has room enough for a fish finder, though modifications and additional accessories can allow room for multiple screens. Moving to the aft, there's a compartment near the transom that gives you access to the 40-gallon fuel tank and room for batteries and such. The maximum recommended power is 200 horsepower for this boat, and the stock motor here is the 175 horsepower Yamaha VF175LA. The aft also includes 2 other small compartments, with one placed on the starboard side and the other on the port. You'll also find a large live well here, placed behind the cockpit. It's a single unit, but it has a provision to add a screen for dividing it into 2 parts, should you so desire. Though it's well built and uses space well, there isn't a lot going on in the stern. The lion's share of the space goes to the bow, and it uses that deftly. You could comfortably have 2 anglers there, perhaps even one more. It also hosts the trolling motor and has room to add a fish finder. It's also notable for the generous storage available here. As you approach the bow from the cockpit, you'll notice 3 fairly large compartments. The central compartment is a large storage for tackle trays, with enough room to include a variety of options. Towards its left is a large compartment for storing fishing rods. Xpress has placed racks in this compartment for proper storage of the rods. However, you might prefer to remove these racks and place the rods directly as a bundle, thus significantly increasing the available storage space. Moving on, the starboard side has 2 storage doors, though both of these open into a single large compartment underneath. A removable screen has been added here to divide the larger compartment into 2 for better organization. Overall, Xpress Boats X19 Pro is a spacious and well-crafted fiberglass bass boat that's fast, convenient, and offers good handling. It's a great pick for hobbyists, though more serious competition-focused anglers might find it remarkable as well.